My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slice and Dice 3.0. Let's go into loot mode. I love loot mode. Loot mode, no level ups. You just get the base characters. You just get their level 1 version, that's it. However, your growth over the course of the run is not represented through the characters leveling up, but loot arriving after each and every fight. You also have a +1 of a +1 of item slots to a maximum of 4, and the mode is difficult, so it's recommended to start on easy. I took Force in the last episode, and I'm gonna take Rush in this episode. So again, we're not gonna have a red character. Since we're on easy, we choose a blessing here. Hunt 1. All monsters start vulnerable. We've got a student who has one side that allows a target hero to use their dice again this turn, two sides that do shield 1, mana gain, so they gain a shield while they gain a mana while they give you a shield. And then Slice, for 3 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemies. The Mage has 2 sides that give you 1 mana, 2 sides that give you 2 mana, and Poke. Oh, so Mage's spell has been changed. The new spell is Poke. For 1, do 1 damage. Cooldown, so only once a turn as well. Scoundrel only has 2 sides on the die. One of them is 1 damage to all enemies, which would be ridiculous with Hunt, and one of them is 1 damage vulnerable. Alloy was changed? No. I liked Alloy more before. Alloy is a grab bag of different defending effects. It has 1 damage self shield, 1 damage cleave. 1 damage self shield, 1 shield cleave, 1 shield repel, heal and shield 1 cleanse, and shield 1 cantrip. And then finally lazy, 3 damage, 3 shield. So I can hamstring the enemies, weaken their 2 right sides. The right sides tend to be the worst effects of the enemies. And also, when you weaken the right sides of the enemies, some enemies have like an AoE that only has 1 size to it, but it's poisoning you or it's weakening you or something like that. This just invalidates those moves. There's also Hero Cruel. All heroes get Cruel on all sides, which means they do ×2 to targets on half or less HP. That'll happen before items, so I can only really see that being good for lazy. I think I take Hunt. Either that or a reroll. There's also Leyline. The first spell you cast each fight is free, but it's not like I have access to Flame. Flare? The old spell of the Mage, which was for 4 mana, deal 5 damage to a target. I'm gonna take a reroll just so I can see more things. Oh no, that'll change my build. RNG. Okay. Well, I accepted the RNG gambit there, and in doing so, I have achieved 4 gray characters and 1 yellow character. Dealing damage is gonna be very difficult here. Defending? Great, no problem whatsoever. Got it on block, got Rocks and Moxie, and I'm rocking some brand new Soxies, but I do not know how to do damage. Ethereal Cloak replaces all sides with dodge all damage and enemy effects this turn. Yeah, I don't want the Ethereal Cloak, I think. It's the ability to infinitely sustain in a fight, but I don't want to do that. I'm not going to be able to reroll again until I reach fight 3 or further, so that you don't just sit here and reroll forever. It's a good point, good reason. Monster blank, I can blank out their leftmost side, I could get 2 extra rerolls. Wow, I don't want these additional things I've been given. I'm going to take the 2 additional rerolls so I can try and be a bit more choosy going for damage, because I'm going to need it. I'm gonna take the stun on Wallop so that I can just ignore basically the entire turn. I'll take damage wherever I see it, thank you. There you go. Stunned the ball. I'm also going to be picking very aggressively with my items for additional damage. I simply have to. Neither of these are damage. Big shield or healing wand. Replace your leftmost side with shield 4 or rightmost side with heal 4 single use. I think having a single use heal is probably worth it just so that I can deal with things like, I don't know, poison? That said, shield 4 on the left hand side is not bad. It's just a +1 to the defender. Or it gives the buckle pristine at all times. Pristine is required for the buckle to do shield 4 with their left side. But this is just base shield 4. Sure. Two bees are sacrificing themselves against us this turn. I'll be doing my best to defend. Getting a lot of black shit. There we go. Big defense on the Squire. And I'll let both of those bees sacrifice themselves. You served the hive well. Look, I can lie to them on their way out. That's fine. Let them go out with a sense of purpose. They don't have to learn that I've desecrated the entire hive. There's nothing left. They don't need to know about my scorched earth policies. I'm just gonna take easy turns here rather than force the reroll the entire way. I say, before realizing that I really should just push the roll. Got him! Goodbye, wolf. Can I have damage, please? Well, seedling. Release left side with 2 damage. Growth. Yeah, if I can roll back to that consistently, that does count as damage. I shouldn't give it to the Vita because I do want to share additional damage to other targets. I'm gonna give it to the Squire because I think I already have enough defense that I don't need the additional focus double shield of the Squire. Well, you can defend in so many better ways than giving yourself, I can't die this turn. Stun one of the rats, take the other 2 out. And now the Squire has a single growth side that's capable of taking a rat out by itself. Come on, let's roll it. Happily stun the archer and allow it to run away. Citrine Ring. +1 to the rightmost side. There's also Big Hammer. Replace the 2 left sides with 5 damage heavy and then blank. That is the ability to put more damage into this build, which I do really like. Citrine Ring currently. Citrine Ring would mostly synergize with other items later on. That's the benefit of getting so many items. You can do a bunch of synergies. I will take the Big Hammer just because I still feel like I just need dumb damage. I should remember that right now my defender is not really capable of defending. Keep pushing the reroll. Wallop, you'll accept a 1 damage self-shield at that point. Smack the troll for 7 damage. They heal 1 by the end of the turn with the regeneration. I'll get the Squire to redirect. Come on, Defender. There you go, that's what we're looking for, buddy! The big giant damage side. And you need 3 more damage to push through the troll, and that'll be our boss fight down. That'll do it. Blessed Ring! Here's where the Citrine Ring really would have come in handy. Replace the rightmost side with Shield 1 Rescue. That said, I still do want that. I just like it as an option, what can I say? I should stop the snake on the top side from getting double poison on us. And with the defender immediately rolling their 5 damage heavy attack, I'm certain I know how to do that. Thump! And then in fact I can kill the other snake, making the goblin run away. Harpoon or Iron Pendant? Harpoon replaces the rightmost side with 1 damage vulnerable. That's not bad, again, tends towards allowing us to do more damage, which is very important. Oh, I should definitely be able to make the militia run away. If I give 5 shields to a single target, it'll happen. That said, I can also do a ridiculous amount of damage to the ogre and then stun it this turn, just off the back of the vulnerability and instant hits there. Which seemed a much better idea. And it was. So then I did it. And it worked out. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And that's 5 shielding for the fighter, making militia run away. We now have lead boots or clover. I really will want to reroll on pretty much everyone here, but clover, +1 to the leftmost side, and then -2 to the middle. The the defender doesn't care about that, as they don't have anything on the middle. That said, the snakes also don't care about an additional damage on a 5 damage heavy strike. Come on, buckle, roll some damage, buddy. That'll do it. I get to take out 2 of the snakes and stun 1 of them. Significantly less incoming damage here. Oh, and then I'll push for the kill. Cracked Plate. -4 to max HP. At the start of each turn though, self-shield for 4. And then there's also Demon Eye. Adds pain and +2 pips to the leftmost side. No one really wants to afford pain here, but Cracked Plate I can certainly see. Twin Daggers. Replace top and bottom side with 1 damage cantrip. Faint Halo, +1 max HP whenever I save a hero this fight. I do like having a bunch of 2s for my items available. I'm gonna try it. So the additional damage on roll, that should probably be given to the fighter. The Faint Halo should go to the Squire. So we have to accept an additional Imp and Sniper in this fight. Actually, the Sniper is going to be a big problem. Just going to be sitting in the back line, just poking shots at us the entire time. I'm not going to be able to do anything about that. Yeah, maybe I should have... Maybe I could have thought about that. For a millisecond longer. Doesn't seem like I'm capable of keeping all of my characters alive here on the first turn. Oh. Never mind, never mind. That'll do it, but I don't get to take out the Slimelet. Yeah, Sniper's gonna be an ongoing problem. I really need to roll really well right now. Big defender attack is very important. Squire pulling an attack away, also really useful. I'm not gonna be able to stun the enemy with 1 HP. Let's try this. Can I take out the Slime Queen? I have exactly enough damage to take out the Slime Queen. And then I can save the Defender, getting additional max HP for the Squire. Unfortunately, that's not actually the biggest part of the fight. The biggest part of the fight now is that I've got 2 Slimers on the field at the same time. You don't want that. And yet here I am. With that. That said, we managed to take out a Slimer as well as one of the Slimelets, survive the damage incoming still from the Sniper. The Squire is just getting more max HP this entire time. I'm now rolling officially well. I am now at the point where I'm thankful to the game for what I'm getting. I didn't think we could make it here. In fact, I kept everyone alive. Not to toot my own horn, but you know how the phrase goes. Hidden Emerald. Kill 10 Slimers. Unlock 2 items. Hello, Emeralds. This is one of the reasons I really like getting tier 2 items. Emerald Shard, tier 1 item. Gain the effects of all tier 2 items on all other heroes. Also, Polish Shard, tier 5 item. Gain the effects of all other tier 2 to 4 items on other heroes. We have a Hissing Ring here, replaces the middle side with 2 damage poison. That's a really good way to give additional damage back to the defender. Death Wish to the 2 right sides via the Obol. By placing the Hissing Ring after the effect of Clover, so Big Hammer gives us a blank side. Clover gives us a benefit that doesn't have a downside because of the blank side. And then I replace the blank side with Hissing Ring at the very end. Works grand. We're fighting 3 bones and 2 imps at the moment. Neither of the imps is trying to summon additional bones, which is nice to see. Actually, I still have 2 rolls left. I'm going to continue pushing on the defender. It got better. Let's use the wallop to rescue the defender first. And then with the buckle and the fighter, I'll take out the midline bones, revealing another bones to enough damage to be taken out in a single attack. And I'm not even going to utilize the poison here. I'm just going to take out another bones with the defender. 2 imps are left on the field, 3 and 2 HP apiece. And that'll have to do it. Down go the imps, and up comes Bag of Holding and Ambrosia. Ambrosia adds rescue to the left side. It can be used again if it saves a hero. I really like that, and Shield 4. Big Shield and Ambrosia work together so well. I mean, Wallop, of course. Target ally cannot die this turn. Seems good on that too. Bag of Holding. 2 additional item slots, up to a maximum of 4, and 2 max HP. So this isn't really that good for us in this mode. Here's the reason. In this mode, we, by default, have 3 item slots. If I take the Bag of Holding, it gives me 2 additional item slots, up to a maximum of 4. So it gives me 1 item slot, which is holding the Bag of Holding. So this is 5-tier item that to me, because I only get 1 item slot out of it, just gives me 2 max HP. So we'll take Ambrosia, pop that on the buckle. Yeah, I don't want to just prevent people from dying. I also want to keep them really healthy. And that's much better managed by Shield 4 Rescue rather than Prevent Death Rescue. Because Prevent Death Rescue will leave them on 1 HP. Got Slimer, Zombie, and Slimer. I'd love to just knock that Slimer out in a single hit. Let me give the Squire a safety play here. Happily push a couple of rolls. Oh, I'm getting less happy about pushing these rolls. Ooh, Buckle got the side. Well, that's pretty good as well. Buckle, big defend, big defend. Slimer on the top line is poisoned such that it's going to die. Ooh. We, in fact, kill it with an errant dagger via the cantrip. Defender finally rolls the side that's going to be capable of taking out the zombie in a single hit. But before I do that, I will self-defend with a wallop. Although I guess I should have used the buckle to do that. As the buckle also has a rescue side, and it's significantly larger. There we go. I'm really enjoying the effect of the cracked plate here. Obviously, as soon as I start encountering enemies who are larger than the effect of the cracked plate, the 4 HP that it provides us every turn, and also poison? Polished Emerald. Gain the effects of all of the tier 2 to 4 items on other heroes, which includes for us 2 to 4. That includes the big hammer, and then the clover, and then the hissing ring, and then the harpoon, then twin daggers, and cracked plate, and the halo, and then blessed ring at the very end. That seems sick. Oh, now I trade in all of the items that are currently giving me a benefit there for a random tier 12. I'm not gonna take that actually. I'm using the Polished Emerald because if I put that on a character, things will get fun. I think it's the Squire. And I can swap around the position of the Blessed Ring and the Harpoon in order to affect the order. They are going in order. So first I'm getting the big hammer, then I'm getting the clover, then I'm getting the hissing ring, and then slots 1, 2, 3 of the next character, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. Let's go. Oh, I really need the Squire to stop hitting sides like that. Or rather, I really needed the Squire to stop hitting sides like that. Squire is definitely now just gonna die hitting the enemy. Did you have to exclusively hit the enemy when you rolled those sides, buddy? That's to say, the spiked enemy that damages the attacker for 2 every time. Just you and me, sniper. That's not gonna do it for you, buddy. Catnip. Add cantrip to the rightmost side. Admittedly, I think it's great. Twisted Flax. +1, -1, +1. Pretty good. It's pretty good. I think I go with Catnip so that I can get 1 damage vulnerable pings out on the field. Especially because I'm rolling 4 times a turn, so I'm capable of pushing for that effect. And if I haven't got that effect, or rather, if I get that effect, I'm capable of utilizing that effect very effectively. The Rotten is going to be killing the Squire this turn, unless I hit the Rotten with a stun, not gonna happen, or I give my ally cannot die this turn from the wallop. Annoyingly, I can keep all characters alive this turn, but it requires me not to poison the Rotten. And this turn, at least the fighter or the Squire, if not both, are going to die. I can't stop that from happening. Wow, the Squire saved someone by rolling into the cantrip side, so I did get the additional plus max HP. But they're still gonna die because the enemy is poisoning me again! Good lord, bold enemy. Thunk. Thunk. We'll lose the fighter, but by hitting those 2 giant big hammer turns, we're actually getting the Rotten down at a much faster rate. This is now doable. And now it's doneable. Tie. Add pristine to the middle side, ×2 to its effect if you have max HP. And then there's also Hourglass on the first turn, +1 to all sides. The Squire will still get the effect of the Faint Halo no matter who I put it on, so I'm going to put that on the Wallop. The Squire will still get the effect. Which frees up a slot on the Squire if I wanted to take the +1 to pips on the first turn. Actually, I'm going to take Tie. If I've got full HP, if I've got any HP on the Squire, I have full HP, which means I'm doing 4 poison with that midline. And 4 poison is actually enough to take out a single Knoll in an attack here. Very useful. I can either settle for the Shield 1 rescue side, or I can continue rerolling with 4 more rerolls to possibly hit the Shield 4 rescue side. I know which I prefer. Immediately rolling into the 4. Oh, that'll do it every time. I want the Wallop to rescue themselves so I get the +1 max HP before I use the Defender to take out the Snake that otherwise would have been challenging them. Let's also use the Squire to remove the Knoll that's challenging our fighter. Oh, that big shield is doing work. Perfect. 2 of the enemy characters are already down, and that'll be enough to make me pretty confident as well. Mushroom adds decay and +1 pip to all sides. As soon as the side activates, it loses 1 pip for the rest of the fight. Or Broadsword, replace the middle column with 4 damage. I do love 4 damage. Have I told you about Lord and Christ 4 damage? We can start with the Broadsword though. And in fact, certainly will. As soon as I see a zombie, this will be exceptionally justified. Do I care at all about the twin daggers anymore? If I take them away, the Squire gets significantly better. Yeah. Time was that twin daggers were worth a damn. Not in the modern era. Now we're looking for 6 damage bops to immediately take these chomps off the field. Oh, the buckle got the rescue side. That should actually probably invalidate the wallop really needing to roll anything, in fact. I'll leave the wallop with the ability to stun the remaining chomp on field. So, buckle. Big defend for Squire and wallop. And then I do big damage. And then I defend the wallop yet again. Defend the defender, attack the chomp, and then stun. All's well. So the chomp's next 4 damage are going to hit the bottommost enemy. The wallop is capable of surviving 4 damage. We're good. I just need 4 damage, and you know who has that? The fighter with the broadsword. Pair of Kings. That's pair to the top and bottom sides. Times 2 to its value if it has the same value as the previously used dice this turn. There's also Duck. Adds Echo to the right 2 sides, which means it copies the size of pips used previously in this turn. I mean, I could give that to the fighter, who'd then be capable of shielding for a larger instance. I'm gonna go for the random tier 7 here. I don't think either of these is great. Iron Helm for 6 extra max HP. Why not? Let's give that to the fighter. They've earned it. We've got an Alpha and a Demon, both trying to summon this turn. Ooh! The Wallop did manage to finally hit the 1 damage vulnerable cantrip side, so the Demon is very, very accessible for a kill this turn. I'm gonna try and take advantage of that. I really don't want it summoning an Imp. Keep hitting some rerolls. That's not what we're looking for. More defense than I could possibly use. There goes the Demon. Thankfully, that will leave me with the ability to throw a full stack of 4 poison at a target. Oh, beautiful. The cantrip immediately targets the Alpha. Just going to continue rolling until I find the largest available damage sides, which realistically probably would have been rather stopping on a vulnerable side earlier. Okay, so I could try and take out the Alpha immediately to prevent the spawn of a wolf, or I could just dedicate my damage elsewhere, which I suspect is going to be a better idea. No incoming damage, and now I only have a single Alpha and a single wolf to deal with. Broadsword, in with the clutch. I'll begrudgingly take the best side on that character, sure, why not? There we go. Fight 16 out of 20. Singularity or Iron Crown. Grey heroes only. I have great news. My party is basically grey heroes only. Plus 4 pips to the left side. Plus 4 pips to the left side. Ooh. Shield 8 rescue? I can see a lot of value in Shield 8 rescue. Plus 2 pips to the 2 right sides. I mean, that would be okay for buffing up the cantrip blade. Our vulnerable maker. I just have to move Faint Halo rather, to a different target. Honestly, Faint Halo is probably much better served on Buckle. And I will take Singularity. 3 damage vulnerable, especially because it rolls as a cantrip, so it hits a target. If that hits a boss, and then you just leave it with its 3 damage vulnerable cantrip again, it's so easy to just overwhelm the boss. Single instances of 1 damage landing like trumpets on the air. As if to say, who lives a wealthy man? Hit him with a wallop and a fighter. Yep. Actually, I'm going to continue pushing these rerolls. I'm not taking any damage this turn. So I think maybe I focus on Tantis? But I'm also not really good at crowd control, so maybe focusing on the spiders would have been a better play. Wallop does have a stun available, but you've also got your cantrip side, so please continue to roll. The Wallop defending the defender from death this round would be very effective. I really need Buckle to roll the rescue side. Buckle hasn't let me down before. Please don't do it now. Oh! Thank you. Incredible work. That will effectively buy us an out. Oh, unless I use the final 4 damage, I don't trigger the attempted killing of our defender on the top line. Okay, so we've killed Tantis. Now I just have to kill 7 associated spiders. That's 1 spider down, 2 spider down. Three spider down? Wallop's not really capable of taking this. No, never mind. Wallop has the cantrip side. Wallop, please roll your cantrip side. Or never mind, I guess. Screw me, I guess. I'll take exactly 1 damage on 1 character, take out 3 of the spiders. And to me, that is apparently a bad turn. Not celebrating that. Oh, perfect. Let's just murder our way through the rest of these. That's the Tantis boss fight done. Great Sword. Replace the middle side with 5 damage inspired, or the standard, which we mentioned earlier. Yellow heroes only get +1 to all sides. 5 damage for the middle. That would be a solid increase of damage for Buckle. I'd be dropping the Faint Halo at that point, but realistically, the Faint Halo isn't. It's not the most important piece of our kit. I can also see the world where I take a random tier 7 or 9 here. Let's think about it. I'm very much leaning towards the 7 or 9. Although, we only have to lose the Faint Halo. And then Buckle gets a reasonably useful damage side, and that's going to be relevant Again, I still do need maybe a little bit more damage. Okay, let's take that greatsword. There's no free open slot that I can just put the Faint Halo in, right? Because that will still duplicate it at least for the Squire. Seedling. I mean, realistically, I'm not using the 2 damage growth side. So I could pop the Faint Halo there. Alright. Let's head into this fight with 3 Fanatics and a Basilisk. Immediately roll the Squire's best offensive side. That'd be great for taking out the Basilisk. Unfortunately, the Wallop is not healthy enough to be able to really stun anything this battle. And I typically won't want to stun my enemies in this battle. The Squire not being able to redirect towards themselves is a big loss here. But they also have the best available damage side. At least for taking down the Basilisk. I'm going to continue pushing a couple of rolls here. Yeah, we're definitely going to need like a death defense side to keep Wallop alive. Ooh. Well, that's fun. With the Defender having a 6 damage heavy side, I'm actually capable of inspiring the Greatsword. Having a side previous to it that was higher than it causes an inspired side to have double its own effect. I'm going to set up 2 of the Fanatics immediately to die. Am I just accepting that I'll lose Buckle in this round? I think I am. Because there is a world in which I could try and pivot towards killing the well... Okay, let's actually think about that world for a second here. If I pivot towards killing the Basilisk, that takes the Buckle and the Fighter to do. The Wallop defends themselves. The Squire now just poisons the highest health Fanatic. So we end up with 1 health or 5 health next turn. Yeah, okay, this is better, this is better. Ooh, I've even got the rescue side. I should probably be able to do this from where I'm currently standing even. Gone. Kill 10 Fanatics and we've unlocked the monster, the boss monster that is, Bell, with 21 max HP, has 2 sides that say 2 damage to all enemies exert. Replaces all sides with blanks until the end of the next turn. Oh, okay, so the enemy is actually exerting there. They're not inflicting exert on me. 2 sides that do 3 damage to all enemies, and then 2 sides that summon an imp. Also at the end of each turn, 1 damage to all heroes and 5 damage to the Bell. Spike Stone or Eye of Horus? I'm getting very familiar with this choice. Spike Stone. A tier 9 item, adds fumble and +3 pips to the middle column. Or Eye of Horus, very simply +1 pip to all sides. If I'm entirely frank, I don't think either of these are actually that great for us. It's not like they're bad. They're just not necessarily good. What if I dropped the cracked plate off of the Squire? Maybe pop that on someone else. Because if I did that, then the Eye of Horus on the Squire, especially making the poison side 2 before giving it pristine, so then it would double the... Sorry, making it 3 before giving it pristine. So it would actually be 6 poison damage. Seems viable. I could also just take 2 random tier 5 items. Let's do that. think I underutilized that choice. Fearless, +1 max HP and replace the rightmost side with stunned enemy with equal or less HP than me. And the Shining Bow. Add ranged to all damage sides, allowing it to hit the back line. I want to give that to the fighter, 100%. With 4 damage, the fighter is more than capable of just taking out snipers in the back line, and that is a pretty good usage of the sniper as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, the fighter as far as I'm concerned. Fearless is a little more difficult to place. That might stay off of characters for the moment, actually. Well, hang on. Stun an enemy with equal or less HP than me cantrip. Would this activate and have to target something that it could affect? I think there's one way to find out. Let's give it a go. Because if so, that would give it the ability to attack the back line. Wallop and Squire working together are capable of protecting from pretty much all incoming damage here. Seems great to me, because all I need to do is keep my characters safe. And the enemies are defeating themselves. One sniper, one fanatic down, and each of the remaining fanatics is on half health. Okay, so it didn't work out how I'd hoped. Because we did roll this side, and both fanatics are still higher health than Wallop, and Wallop didn't manage to bypass range and hit the sniper in the backline, which is what I was kind of hoping for. That's fine though. I'm glad to have gotten the opportunity to experiment here. A 2 to 6 straight, roll sides with pips 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that was also, I believe, 30th achievement, giving us a bunch of additional unlocks. Where are we? Show me the unlocks. Must it transpire like this? Where are we? 35 achievements. We've unlocked 5 things. Custom mode, paste mode, wish mode, custom rearrange, and tiny paste. I'm not especially familiar with what any of the things I just unlocked were, but I sure do have them now. Fight 19, we are being offered either the Silk Cape, takes your leftmost side and copies it onto the entire middle row. That's pretty potent on someone like Buckle. And the dumbbell, +4 pips to all sides with 4 or more pips. It's also pretty good on the buckle. And the fighter. Giving the fighter 8 damage pips might be the real break here. So Wallop, with all of these stun sides, should probably be the person who's now holding the Iron Helm. And Cantrip doesn't matter. You can hold the Faint Halo if you should like. Now the Harpoon is not on the field, and Singularity isn't on the field. That feels wrong. Certainly feels like Singularity should be on there. But without dropping the items that comprise the composition of my... of my polished emeralds, I'm not really going to be capable of utilizing either of them. This might be the best position I can put myself in at the moment. I'm very happy to have 8 ranged damage, not because I want to kill someone in the backline, but because I would really like to avoid a lot of on-hit effects. And this should give me the opportunity to do so. 4 rolls to push here. Ooh, fighter and a buckle, already going to be capable of doing a lot of work. Alright, let's get started then. Squire strikes the spiker, and buckle is inspired to hit the top line. Wallop finishes that unit off. Throw 8 range damage at a spiker to take it out. No one now dies. And we can finish up this demon in the next turn very easily. Now that the demon doesn't have what it used to have, which was on the 6th last health, I believe. They deal 8 damage to the unit that took it. Double whiskey. Plus 3 max HP twice, so we'll get 6 max HP, and plus 6 empty max HP twice, so another 12 empty max HP. Or we get the Heart of Light. Replace blank sides with quad use heal 10 cleanse. That's going to be really good because the hand does have a deal 4 damage in poison and cleave. I'm going to take that Heart of Light. I think it's possibly time to dissect my big hammer. As if I can put out, where are we? Quad use. Heals for 13 quad use. I do want the buckle to have the shield 5 rescue side, but actually maybe these tools are now more appropriate over on the defender, because this gives me the ability to utilize 2 heal 13 quad use cleanse sides. Do I need to swap out any additional items at this point? Or am I now in the best position I think I can get in? The Wallop is capable of just stunning one of the sabers. So let's have a look at our enemies for a moment. Great opening turn. We've got the Hand. The Hand has 50 max HP. All heroes have +1 pip to all sides while the Hand is alive. They have 2 sides that summon 3 sabers, the enemies that are added to the fight. We'll talk about them in a second. 1 side that does 10 damage in cleave, 1 side that just kills the topmost enemy. 1 side that does 7 damage to all enemies, and then a 4 damage poison cleave. And then we have 2 sabers on the field at the moment. Each saber has 3 sides that do 5 damage, 2 sides that do 8 damage and exert the saber, and then 1 side that does 12 damage and kills the saber. So Squire, you definitely need to do 6 damage poison. That's very important. I'd love to do some damage to... Well, I say some damage to hand. I'm already doing a lot of damage to hand, I guess. What, with the poison and all? In fact, I don't even need to take a saber out this turn. I should, because 5 sabers on the field next turn is a very easy way for me to get overwhelmed suddenly. Ooh. The hand rolled the insta-kill side. Really didn't want to see that one. Squire Defender and Buckle all roll pretty good sides here. I'm going to continue pushing. Obviously, I love the full death defend because that gives me the ability to save the defender on the top line. Fighter, come on. Oh my god! I didn't manage to roll any of my 9 damage range sides. Which means that I'm not going to be able to inspire my greatsword this turn, which takes the amount of enemies I can kill down significantly. Okay, I can save the buckle or the fighter. Is the defender that important? The defender's shield 5 rescue side is really important to keep on the field. So I do want to redirect from the defender. I do want to keep the buckle, but the buckle is becoming less important turn over turn. So it's probably more important I keep the fighter so that I actually have some damage to be able to close out the round. So one of the enemy sabers kills itself striking against us, one of them exerts, one of them takes a lot of damage. There's the 5 damage AoE. The defender is going to be pushing for the rescue side. 9, 12... 9, 12, 21. I'm not far from taking out the hand at the moment, actually. That's the hand. Let's see if this is enough damage. I suspect it is. So, the hand would go down, and then the squire would need to defend. So squire, defend yourself before I take out the hand, so that you keep your +1. And now, it's child's play. In fact, Wallop is capable of stunning at any time. Can't kill the squire. They'll take all the damage, and then Wallop will prevent them from dying. And I'll use the fighter's blade and the defender's inspired greatsword to take out the 2 remaining sabers, and watch the final one attack and die against me. Hand kill. Kill 1, the hand, unlocks a new boss monster, Inevitable. They have 2 oh, I see the inevitability here. They have 2 sides that do 3 damage, inflict exert. So they add exert to the target sides for a turn, meaning if any of our characters use any of their die on the next turn, they will exert. And it also says error. +1 pip for each elapsed turn. Oh, and also this occurs in cleave. So as the fight goes on longer, more and more inevitability is exerted. There's also 2 6 damage heavy self-heal error sides. So Inevitable also has the ability to keep themselves alive. And then 2 3 damage to the top and bottom enemies weaken error sides. Oh god, on top of all of that, they also have health, every 5 health, that when taken away allows them to become immune to damage for the rest of the turn. That's going to be a wee bit of a nightmare. Looking towards the future though, we have the new creative modes unlocked of Paste, Custom, and Wish. check those out a little bit in the future, but for the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slice and Dice 3.0. Top left is the series playlist for all my content on the game past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past other names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, at Republic Thank Tier, and a special thanks this episode to Diamond Fox. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.